Standard software development tools are not very efficient for writing code for data analysis and machine learning. Notebooks are integrated with BigQuery, Dataproc, and Dataflow, making it easy to go from data ingestion to pre-processing and exploration, and eventually model training and deployment. Data analysis and machine learning coding often involve looking at plots, repeatedly executing small chunks of code with minor changes, and frequently having to print output. Running whole scripts iteratively for this task is burdensome. These were some of the issues that motivated the development of notebooks. Notebook environments seamlessly integrate commentary, plots, and code. Rather than having a script that performs a piece of analysis, notebooks organize individually executable pieces of code into cells. Think of Google Docs. How is it different from documents edited in a desktop editor? Another example is filing taxes online. How is the experience different from doing your taxes in a desktop program? There are lots of benefits, but one key aspect is collaboration. You don't have to email documents back and forth. In the same way, Python notebooks bring the same benefits to data analysis and machine learning. You write the code, create the graph, write some commentary, and send the notebook link to your colleagues. This way, if they want to add one more year of data, they can simply edit the cell, adding more to the graph. Traditional notebooks ran on individual servers, and we have thoroughly discussed challenges with this setup in earlier modules. But when your notebooks are hosted in the cloud, they are always available, and you can develop together quite easily. Let's talk about how you can set up a Python notebook in Google Cloud. Spinning up a notebook can be done in one click. You may have heard of Jupyter Notebooks. Jupyter Notebooks are basically synonymous to notebooks on Google Cloud Vertex AI. The provided Python environment has a standard machine learning library pre-installed. Notebooks use the latest open-source version of the industry standard Jupyter Lab. Note that notebook instances are treated in the same way as standard compute engine instances living in your projects. If you start a notebook, log into the Cloud Console, and navigate to VM instances, you will see your notebook instances under Compute Engine. When you initially set your notebook's hardware, you can use any Compute Engine instance type. You can also easily adjust the underlying hardware, including machine types. To share a notebook within a project, other users can simply connect to the VM and work using the URL. Colab is a hosted Jupyter Notebook service that requires no setup to use and provides free access to computing resources, including GPUs and TPUs. Colab is especially well suited to machine learning, data science, and education. Vertex AI now offers an embedded Python notebook built using Colab Enterprise. It provides one-click Python development runtimes. This comes with built-in support for BigQuery data frames, which we will cover next. You may be familiar with magic functions in Jupyter Labs. Magic functions allow you to execute system commands from within notebook cells. There are magic functions to check the contents of your current directory. You can also define custom magic functions. The BigQuery magic function shown in this slide allows you to execute BigQuery queries. This is useful for checking query format, accuracy, and output. The BigQuery magic function allows you to save the query output to a pandas data frame so that you can manipulate it further. In this example, we are saving the output of a query to a pandas data frame named df. Pandas is a numeric library for Python, and it displays data in a tabular structure. It also shows you metadata so that you can do things like describe data frames and object types, and generate summary statistics on the columns. This is really powerful to be able to just pull query results directly into a data frame in 2 lines of code. Keep in mind that you are working in a notebook, and there will be a limited amount of memory. So you wouldn't want to go to BigQuery and pull up a big multi-terabyte or larger dataset. Instead, you'd use a sampling technique to pull a subset of the data. Here is an example of how you can execute a BigQuery query to pull data into two pandas data frame objects. A simple bar plot is then generated from the data frame. Visualizing data is both an art and a science. We've just scratched the surface of visualization theory when we discussed pre-attentive versus attentive processing for quick eye-to-brain understanding. Along the way, we saw some terrifically bad ways to visualize data with the wrong charts and picked up some best practices along the way. We also looked at using connected sheets and Looker Studio for visualizing insights, which are the platforms you will be exploring in more depth in your next lab. And finally, we briefly discussed doing data analysis from within a Jupyter notebook, where you can go beyond SQL and use Python, Java, or R programming languages. Google Cloud partners and third-party developers have developed multiple integrations with BigQuery, making it easy to load and process data and make interactive data visualizations.